Hi there, Mary Marshall here, and I just want to drop in a quick little video for the newsletter this week. I know it might be a busy time. For some of us, it's a holiday, spring break, travel going on, so might be going on for some of you. So I just thought I'd make this just a quick little episode for you and for me. So, if you celebrate Happy Easter, Happy Spring, I really wanted to record this outside around some spring flowers, but it's so rainy and dreary right now. That just wasn't an option. So I did try to get something kind of springy, flowery colors on, even though it's a little chilly and I needed something kind of toasty. And yeah, we are moving into spring, however painfully slow it may be. And I hope you are enjoying the transition. It's fun here where I live in Ohio. We've got the flowers starting to peep up and all of that. Trying to find out what survived the winter in my gardens. We have it's a vernal pool, which is kind of a very little pond in the back side of our property, just loaded with peepers, like the little frogs this time of year. And then we had a hawk come in and it's getting lunch from the pond, i.e., its lunch is the peepers. So it's very interesting. But anyway, with this being, either holiday or kind of travel time for some, and even if it's not either one of those things for you right now, we all celebrate all sorts of things all the time. And when we have those celebrations, right, that can be, if you're someone who's still got a lot of food rules, diet mentality, and that kind of stuff going on in your head, it can really present a lot of anxiety. It can be pretty stressful. And, there's lots of forbidden foods around, dinners, Easter candy, all those sorts of things can be kind of send some of us spiraling one way or another. So, but I would like to invite you if you're feeling anxious about, oh no, it's another holiday coming up. What am I going to do? Am I going to just go crazy with the food? Or, how am I going to stay on track? I invite you to, one, notice that anxiety and try to be kind to yourself, take a breath, and actually spend some time considering how you're going to handle the food thing, right, around the holiday. And give it a little thought. You have options, right? If you are into food rules, you can, option one, stick to your food rules. You know, hardcore, not veering from the plan, whatever it takes, even if that means avoiding family dinners or gatherings with friends. You just, absolutely won't eat and won't subject yourself to temptation. Option two, you can do just the opposite and forget all the food rules, but just for the holiday, right? Or just for vacation. And then you're going to get back on track on Monday. So you better eat as much as you can now while you can, right? And then there's option three. You can actually calmly and mindfully, rationally consider what you want to eat when you're hungry or when you're in an eating situation, right? Because sometimes, especially when we're kind of coordinating meals and enjoying them with other people, schedules are a little weird, right? So this is, as opposed to, eating everything in sight, everything that's available, just because it's there and just because it's a special day, or it's the opposite of not eating anything that's allowed just because it's not allowed, right? Even if it's something you really enjoy and something you really want and something that, might be a tradition you share with others. Right. So think about how a particular food will taste, how it'll feel in your stomach, how you'll feel when you eat it. Try to pay attention to when you feel like you've had enough, and give yourself time to recognize fullness, um, and give yourself full permission to have more later if you can really want it. Because a lot of times, once we satisfy that little urge, that's good enough, right? Um, so option one, is a pretty lonely option, can be a pretty lonely option. You might stay on track, but there's a payoff, and there a trade-off, and you might eat a lot less calories or a lot less sugar or candy, whatever it may be, but you might miss out on community and connection, and you might miss out on some fun. And those things are very important parts of our health and well being as well. And, and I am not discouraging anybody from eating in a way that they believe and feel is healthy, but I would encourage you to do so in a way that feels easy, that feels comfortable, and not easy like, oh, it's so easy, but easy like it makes you feel at ease, right? If you are at ease with the process, if you are comfortable and you are satisfied and satiated, have at it. There is nothing wrong with that. But if that's not working for you, or that's not just how you work, right? You might consider some of these other options. Um, Option two, right? You might not feel that restriction and restraint, but you might end up ignoring yourself and your signals in a different way, right? Indulgence without attunement can result in discomfort, and further alienation from you're learning to recognize and tune into your own signals for hunger and what you want to eat and fullness. Now, option three kind of combines the best of both worlds, right? You don't have to eat something just because it's there, but if it is only there, like at special times, like maybe, your mom only makes, her famous dinner rolls for holidays, well, and they're delicious and you love them, well, then you should enjoy them. Um, and it can be a little sad sometimes when you know, oh, these yummy foods are here and you're really paying attention and you realize, yeah, that's yummy stuff, but I don't want it. And that takes a little adjustment too, but it feels really good because you don't get that discomfort from that. So you might also combine some of these options, right? I know a lot of people who tune into my newsletter eat a plant-based diet. I mostly do too. So you might make plant-based versions of some of your typical favorites. I love seitan ham. I've got mine made already for Easter, but I will eat it with a hard-boiled egg and some beets and horseradish, and I might even have a little piece of kielbasa with it too, because I am Polish. That's just what we do. So whatever option you choose, I encourage you to notice how it feels or how your body mind responds, short term and even long term, right? Do you feel satisfied and do you feel satiated? We have to have enough food or we will be constantly looking for something else and something more. Do you feel at ease or anxious? Do you feel physically uncomfortable in some way? Or are there symptoms that you typically have that you notice are alleviated or exacerbated? Do you feel like you noticed and acknowledged yourself and your needs? Like if you notice that, kudos to you. Give yourself credit for that. Notice that it feels good. Whatever you do, always hang on to the fact that you did the best you could in a given moment. And if you feel like you wish you had done it differently or that you didn't do it right, acknowledge that and give yourself some grace and pay attention to what lessons you learned, right? get all the information and data from that you can, and you can apply those lessons to the future. Happy spring. Happy spring. Happy Easter. And I hope you are well. We'll see you soon.